Hello, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, thank you very much for joining our course. I'm still from Granada, Andalusia, southern part of Spain, in delivering this lecture. I also evaluated already your work on how you make a resumes of the books written by Haidar Nasir. Muhammadiyah as an Islamic reformism. Thank you. I read Musa's work and also the others. You did a great job in resuming the books. And I think it will also help you based on the reading to understand what do we mean by Muhammadiyah, how was the organization established, and what are the objectives of this organization. I would like to share my presentation slide. Here you are. I need to start from the beginning here. I will make a full screen share. Okay, perfect. And here you are. So the origins of Muhammadiyah organization. This is the topic of today's lecture. Uh, okay, first, and here. So, Muhammadiyah, when we talk about Muhammadiyah, Muhammadiyah is an Islamic reform. This is the definition, okay? An Islamic reform and da'wah organization founded by Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan. Do not forget, Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan is the important persons in Muhammadiyah who was taking a role as the founder of the organization. Okay, so founded by Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan in Yogyakarta by November 18, 1912. So this month is October, next month is November. November 18, usually we have an event of the establishment of Muhammadiyah. In 1912 Masehi or on a Julhijjah 1330 Hijriah. And the organization was officially recognized by the Dutch colonial government on August 22nd in 1914. So the first, I would like to highlight the word Islamic reform. The Muhammadiyah is an Islamic reform organization. What do you mean by the Islamic reform organization? Uh, in in there are three terms that we can use on how we can try to to establish the idea of a better society, a better Muslim society. The first one is revivalism. Revivalism means that to become a better society, Muslim people they need to come back into the society that was formed by the Prophet of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, either on the Islamic values and teaching or on the social life. That is revival. Revivals mean we need to come back again on how we we carry out our life, either on the religious matters or in the daily activities. All those things should be should come back, should be back into the period of the Prophet Muhammad and the Khulafa'ur Rasidin, for example, in the in the period of Sahaba. And the second is reformism. For the reformism, for the Islamic teachings like Aqidah and others, uh, Islamic worshipings, for example, worships, we need to come back into what had been taught by the Prophet of Muhammad and the Sahaba. But for the daily life, like education, healthcare, what else? Science, technology, we we needed to we need to follow the modernizations of the society. For example, science scholars they have invented many great inventions. We need to follow them in the organizing the society. For example, we have the idea of democracy, and we can say that democracy is a better system for dialogue, for participation than that the other system, like authoritarianism or emirates, for example, in which power is centralized within one powerful ruler. And it is no problem to follow that kind of uh, ideas, practices implemented by human civilization. So that is reformism. On the one hand, we need to follow the teaching of Islam, like the Aqidah, and a way on how we worship the God, like ibadah, into what has been taught by the Prophet Muhammad. But for the dunyawiyah, I mean, it's like the everything's related to human daily life. We need to be, we need to be, we need to follow uh, the new invention. What is better for the society? And the last term is liberalism. For liberalism, in the I mean for the for the liberalism's idea, everything is relative. Relative means that the teaching of Islam can be changed as well as the daily life of a human. The daily activities or the daily yes, the daily life of human civilization can also change. So Reformism, Muhammadiyah is the reformism organization between two extreme ideas. The first one is revivalism, that everything should be coming back into the period of the Prophet Muhammad and the Sahaba. And the second is liberalism, that everything can be changed, everything is relative. Uh, a deen related to the Islamic teaching as well as human daily life. But in Muhammadiyah's idea, Muhammadiyah's reformisms mean that in the teaching of Islam, in the deen, in the aqidah, in the ibadah, we need to follow what has been taught by the Prophet Muhammad as well as practiced by the Sahaba. But in the science, in the ad-dunya means everything related to the dunyawiyah, our daily life, everything can be changed following the, the inventions of science scholars and others. So, and the second Muhammadiyah is as a da'wah organization. Da'wah means an idea on how to change the society from from one condition into a better condition. For example, this is A condition, which is the current situation, and the second is B condition. B condition is better condition. So dakwah means Muhammadiyah always want to bring society from the A condition into the B condition, which is a better condition. Better condition in terms of the aqidah, ibadah, more religious, for example, also related to the education, more educated, uh, in terms of the health care facilities, we have better health care facilities than people. But that's how do we understand the Dawah organization? And Muhammadiyah is actually recognized organization by the Dutch colonial government as a formal organization, civil society organization. And the second, the name of Muhammad comes from the word Muhammad, which is our Prophet Muhammad. So the names of Muhammadiyah comes from the word of our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and it is added with the ya nisbiyah. So Muhammad in Arabic like this, Muhammad with ya nisbiyah, ya and ta merbutah, Muhammadiyah. What does it mean? So ya nisbiyah added into the names of our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam means we are the followers of the Prophet Muhammad, or we are the Ummah of the Prophet Muhammad. Okay, and here you are. So, uh, so uh, who decided to put the name of Muhammad? Who gave the name of Muhammad? Yeah, uh, Kiai Dahlan, the founder of Muhammadiyah, was the one who names this organization as Muhammadiyah after he performed the istikhara. Istikhara means when you make a prayer asking Allah if there are some choices. For example, if you have two choices whether to take A or a B, and you are uncertain whether to choose one of them, and then you can perform the istihara. Allahumma inni astakhiruka. This is the dua after you do the istihara prayer. Allahumma inni astahiruka bi ilmika wa astaqdiruka bi qadrika wa as Allahumma inni astakhiruka bi ilmika wa astaqdiruka bi qudratika wa as'aluka min fadlika fa innaka taqdiru uh, wa in fa innaka taqdiru etc. until the end. So you can also learn. So you can also learn this to on. For example, who knows if you have two choices whether to take your master's degree in let's say in Europe or in US, for example, and then you can do the istihar. And then here, when he was asked about the name of Muhammadiyah, K. Dahlan explained that the name is indeed taken from the name of our Prophet Muhammad, who became the Prophet and messenger of the end of time. So the last messenger and the last prophet. Because we want to reflect our movement, our Muhammadiyah organization activities with the name of our role model, the Prophet of Muhammad. Our hope is that Muhammadiyah will become the Jami'ah, the organization of the end and times. As for the edition of Yanisbia, our instances at that one anyone who become a member of Muhammadiyah can adjust to the personality of the Prophet Muhammad. So this is like an explanation of the founder of Muhammadiyah, Kiai Ahmad Dahlan, why the names of Muhammadiyah was taken from the name of our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And here also that anyone who becomes member of Muhammadiyah, like in my case, I'm member of Muhammadiyah, of course, and I'm happy as well if you are joining UMY, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, You can also not only become the student, but also maybe you can try to understand what Muhammadiyah, what activities Muhammadiyah has, and then you can become our member. Okay, in spreading out uh, the personality of the Prophet Muhammad, like tabligh, tabligh, and amin, and what is the third one? Tabligh, amanah, and atanah. Tabligh, tabligh means uh, tabligh means clear in explaining something brilliant, amanah, and also fatan. And this is the I will emphasize this. The founder of Muhammadiyah is uh, Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan. And if you go to our mosque at UMY, the name of our mosque also Muhammad Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan. And uh, foundation of the Quran. Yes, this is like the foundation of the establishment of Muhammadiyah from the Quran. Okay, the first ayah that become the foundation is Ali Imran ayah 104. Okay, uh, we can read together. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون. Let there be a group among you who call others to goodness. Okay? Encourage what is good and forbid what is evil. It is they who will be successful. So Allah encourage us uh, to to be a group, to become a group, or to establish a group. Group means ummah. Yeah, ummah. Ummah means the organization. So Allah encourage us to become a group or the organization who call people to make a goodness, good deeds in this dunya. Okay, and also ask people to uh, to I mean encourage people what is good and also forbid what is bad. So it's kind of a da'wah, like asking people to do a good deed and to uh, prohibit or to take a distance with bad things. Okay. And we need to explain to people this is the good things and this is the bad things. Okay. We ask ourselves and we ask the others as well to do a good things and to take a distance with the bad things. Okay. So after being ordered to hold on the rope of Allah, the Muslim were ordered to move to fulfill the obligation of the as So this is like a tafsir explanation from Imam Ali As-Subuni that after we were asked by Allah to hold the Aqidah, our belief to the God being, we were ordered, we were asked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fulfill our obligation to make a da'wah. Ask people to do good things, goodness like helping the others, giving charity, paying the zakah, paying the infaq. Those are the good things. Helping orphans, helping elderly, those are the good things. At the same time, we need to take a distance from the bad things like make a fake news, like making a fake news, like spreading out the untrue news, or you do not help somebody who are in need of the help. So uh, we need to become a good human, but at the same time we need to prohibit or we need to take a distance to become an evil or a bad guy. Okay, and the second ayah is related to the Ali Imran 110. Kuntum khairu. You are the best people. You are the best human. أخرجت للناس in coming to the society. تأمرون بالمعروف, and we have an obligation to ask people, to encourage people, including ourselves, to encourage ourselves and also people to make a good deed, to make a good thing. وَتَنْحَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ, and to ask people to take a distance with the bad things, everything prohibited by the gods, okay, by Allah. وَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ, and to believe into the God. So, uh, and this is an explanation from the Ibn Qasir that Allah informed through this verse, through this ayah about al-Ummah al-Muhammadiyah. Kuntum khayra ummatin. Khayra ummah means al-Ummah al-Muhammadiyah. Means that uh, the the people who believe and who follow of the Prophet Muhammad because they are the best ummah. Why we are the best ummah? Because we follow the Prophet of Muhammad. We believe in that and we follow the Prophet of Muhammad uh, who has a beautiful luck, a beautiful akhlaq. Okay. خير الناس أقرهم وأتقاهم لله وأمره بالمعروف وأنهاهم عن المنكر وأوصالهم للرحمة. This is another explanation from Imam Ibn Qasir on his tafsir that خير الناس أقرأهم. The best people or the best person is uh, the most أقرأهم uh, قرأهم, the best akhlaq, who has a good akhlaq, and who أتقاؤهم لله. Taqwa means who has a fear of the God and following the teaching of Islam, the Islamic teaching. And after become after so when somebody has a good akhlaq and he is also taqwa by who has a fear of the God and following what the God say. And then wa amruhum bil ma'ruf, he need also to to ask the others people in his surroundings to make a good deed, to make a good things and to take a distance with the bad thing. So this is what Imam Ibn Kathir explained about this ayah. And this is the objectives of the Muhammadiyah. So the objective Muhammadiyah. So the first statement is like constitution of the organization, or we call in Indonesia ADART. So the first statement in 1912, before it was officially recognized by the Dutch government, the Dutch colonial government in Indonesia. So the first was to disseminate the teaching of religions of the Prophet Muhammad to the Bumiputra population within the residency of Yogyakarta. So it is like only for the people in the Yogyakarta, okay, to promote religious matters to its members. But after the recognition of the Dutch colonial government, the statute was changed to promote and encourage the teaching of Islamic religion in the Dutch East Indies. The Dutch East Indies in the area all occupied by the, so it's larger, much larger than in the Yogyakarta only residency, to promote and encourage life, way of life in accordance with the will of the Islamic religion. So it's like, so I think this is quite clear that the objective of Muhammadiyah is to promote and encourage the teaching of Islamic religion in in Indonesia particularly, to promote and encourage life in accordance with the will of Islam. So even though the objective is to promote the beautiful and the teaching of Islamic religion in Dutch is Hindi, particularly in Indonesia, the modern state of Indonesia. But of course, we have also special branches of Muhammadiyah in other countries. Like, for example, in the US, we have also a special branch of Muhammadiyah in Europe, particularly in Germany, in Spain, and others as well as in the Middle East, like in Saudi Arabia, in Africa, like in Egypt, and others countries. Okay. And this is so what do we mean by the objective of Muhammadiyah? The first is so Muhammadiyah want to want to spread out the teaching of Islam. There was no shirk, no khurafat. So we should uh, we should believe in God. So shirk means that we believe to the others, like, yeah, I think you understand that this do not make a spirit. So we just believe everything happened due to Allah. La ilaha illallah. I cannot even speak without the help of Allah. Okay, that's the pure of the iman, the pure of the tawhid. And in worship, in ibadah, we also need to follow the example of the Prophet, of the Muhammad, what has been taught by the Prophet we just follow. And we need also to return to the Quran and Sunnah as the basic foundation of Islamic teaching. And in education, Muhammadiyah combined Islam with modern Western science. This is the La Madrasa de Granada. It was previously madrasa or university established in uh, 13, 1349, but now it's still there. But now, yeah, its function has been changed, of course. So this is during the Umayyads in the Andalusia, Spain, using modern science in understanding religion. So in Muhammadiyah, we have uh, an epistemology on how we can understand the religion. The first is Bayani, Burhani, and Irfani. And I will tell you about that later when we talk about Muhammadiyah and religious teaching, and, on how we understand from the Muhammadiyah perspective the religions. Do good to your fellow human being. We need also to empower women. Muhammadiyah like established women organization, the oldest in Indonesia, Asia, and establishing PKO center or service for people who are in the sick condition. And this is the factor of the establishment of Muhammadiyah. The first is the factors from the Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan as the founders. So this is the history of Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan. Like during his teenager, he studied with Kiai Haji Muiz about Nahu. Nahu is like grammatical structure in the Arabics, like grammar in English. In Arabic, we have Nahu and Sorof. Okay, like once you learn Nahu, you will learn about al-ism, al-fi'al, al-jumlah, jumlah fi'liyah, and jumlah ismiyah. If you learn at madrasah, and he also learned from King Haji Hamid Lempuyangan. And once he was 15 years old, he went to Mecca for the first time, and he catch the idea in the Mecca of the Islamic reformism, for example, from Jalaluddin Al-Afghani, Muhammad Abduh, and Rashidillah, particularly through the Al-Manar magazine, uh, uh, led by Muhammad Abduh and Rashidillah. In 1888, he returned home to Yogyakarta and he changed his name to Ahmad Dahlan. So actually, the names of Ahmad Dahlan was previously Muhammad Darwis. So his born name was Ahmad Darwis. But after performing Hajj into the Mecca and also learning from scholars in Mecca, he he returned to home to Yogyakarta and he changed his name to become Ahmad Dahlan. In 1903 to 19 and in 1903 and in 1905, he made second trip to Mecca and he was learning with Ahmad Khatib bin Abdul, great scholar of Islam. In 1911, he established Madrasah Ibtidayah. Madrasah means place to like schools, okay. It can also be university. In 1912, he established the Muhammadiyah organization. 1917, he established the first women organization in Asia. In 1922, he established a PKO Muhammadiyah or Hospitals of the Muhammad. And this is the purpose of Muhammadiyah establishment. Besides the factor from the Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan himself, the first is the internal factor, the impurity of Islam due to not making Al-Quran, As-Sunnah, and the only reference by most Indonesian Muslims. So Ahmad Dahlan, why Muhammadiyah was established? Because at the time, many shirk practices, many Khurafat practices, like people, at the time, okay, in that situation, like before 19th, many people who still went to they were Muslim, but at the same time they practice like they still believe into the trees, all trees. They believe into the beach. They worship like the Nyi Roro Kidul, like its legend, the Queen Legends of the Indian Ocean, the Salton Sea of Java. So they were Muslim, but they worship uh, the others God beside Allah. So this is why Muhammadiyah was established. So to try to make the the Aqidah pure, that we only worship the God. To ask people, hey, come on, we just worship the God. Do not worship the others. Okay? And also the educational institution or owned by Muslim society are still very traditional. So they only learn the Islamic education, Islamic teachings like Nahu, Sorab, or Kitab Kuning, or the the yellow books, means old books written in Arabic. But they didn't learn about mathematics, astronomy, for example, and basic and the others. And then Muhammadiyah was established to try to combine between the Islamic teachings and also the modern science. Okay. And from the external side, the establishment of Muhammadiyah influenced by the increase of Christianization movement carried out by missionaries, of course, by the Dutch by the Dutch, and European penetration in Indonesia, colonialization, and there is also influence from the reformism of the Islamic world, particularly introduced by Muhammad Abduh, who has an idea that the teaching of education in Islam should be combined between the Islamic teaching as well as the modern science. And I think that's all for today meeting. Please do not forget also to work with the with the with the I mean, with the assignment here, it is not assignment actually, it's like quiz. So I will share you my I will share you my class here. So if you go to my class, you will see here the the this is last week and this is this week. The origin of Muhammadiyah. Okay, and then you can go to the history of Muhammadiyah and you can play with the quiz. You have seen more, and you can just say yes, and then here. What was founded of Muhammadiyah was founded on what then? So you can just choose, okay? You can just choose, and then you can. mm, there are still many others questions there as well. Okay, so thank you for today, and I will share my screen. And have a great day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi